We present a special report on something you cannot see or hear, but it is around us 24 hours a day, blanketing our homes and our cities. We're talking about Wi-Fi and devices like cell phones, laptops and tablets that could be slowly making us sick. Dr. Marianne Damasi of ABC Australia investigates whether our wireless devices could be putting our health at risk.
The digital revolution has transformed our lives. Phones, tablets, watches and laptops, all connected to Wi-Fi networks. We use these devices to make calls, send texts, write emails, play music, take photos, and even watch TV.
We've gone from the equivalent of the horse and buggy to the jet in about 10 years. The transformation in technology has been without precedence. The devices that are held directly next to the body, the mobile phone, the cordless phone, are the ones we are most concerned about.
When US cancer epidemiologist Dr. Deborah Davis was first told about the risks of mobile phones, her reaction was predictable disbelief.
I said, "What are you talking about? There's no problem. If there were a problem, I would know about it." Because, of course, I was working at the National Academy of Sciences. I was working at the Cancer Institute, professor of epidemiology at the University of Pittsburgh. And I frankly thought, there's nothing to this. Then, however, I began to look. And the more I looked, the more concerned I became.
Dr. Davis has had a distinguished career as a presidential appointee for the Clinton administration, and IPCC member who shared a Nobel Peace Prize with Al Gore. She was recently in Australia holding a series of public seminars.
People are assuming everything's fine until we have evidence that we're in the middle of a disaster.
Today, there's over 6 billion phone subscriptions worldwide. Many of them smartphones, with apps that frequently receive and transmit electromagnetic signals. In a similar way, the human body has electromagnetic fields. Electrical currents flow through nerve fibers and muscle tissue, and external interference can disrupt those signals.
Our heart and our brain are electric. We need to understand that exposing our electric body to mobile phone radiation for thousands of minutes a month, for hundreds of hours, over a lifetime, it's going to have a biological effect on you. In fact, the BlackBerry comes with a warning. It says if you have a pacemaker implanted in your chest, keep the mobile device at least 20 centimeters away. Well, your heart is a pacemaker, whether you have a machine in it or not. So obviously you want to protect your heart and the rest of your body.
Finnish radiation biologist Dr. Darius Lazinski is an internationally recognized expert in radiation safety and has been an advisor to the WHO on such matters. He says most people with a smartphone nowadays may be unwittingly breaching the safety limits of their device.
Sometimes a person puts cell phone in a pocket which are connected to internet, then safety limits are being breached and this cell phone doesn't comply with safety regulation once it is put in pocket.
Phones are manufactured to ensure the radiation they emit can't overheat the body and cause thermal damage. It's called the specific absorption rate. But during testing, the phone is positioned at a distance away from the model body. Therefore, when you place your smartphone in your pocket directly against your body, you may be exceeding the safety standard.
In order to comply with safety standards, the cell phone has to be at some distance from body.
So it's fair to say that sometimes people would be breaching the safety standard of their mobile phones every day.
Yes.
That's quite shocking. I don't think people are aware of this information.
Because nobody is talking about it, including radiation safety authorities. They simply don't mention it.
Electromagnetic radiation is everywhere. We have always been exposed to natural sources like the sun, but there are some sources of radiation that are man-made. Today, with the proliferation of mobile and wireless technology and devices that emit artificial radio frequency radiation, some claim we're exposed to levels up to 1 quintillion times higher than natural background levels. The spectrum of electromagnetic radiation ranges from ionizing radiation, like X-rays, which have enough energy to knock electrons out of their orbit and cause cancer, to non-ionizing radiation, like microwaves, which have much less energy and considered to be safer. Mobile phones, tablets, phone towers, smart meters, baby monitors, and Wi-Fi routers are all sources of radio frequency microwave radiation. Professor Bruce Armstrong was part of an expert panel on radiation, which gathered for the International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC. The panel was tasked with analysing whether radio frequency radiation could cause cancer.
Its decision was essentially that it possibly causes cancer.
That means radio frequency radiation is now classified as a Class 2B possible human carcinogen.
It was inevitably a controversial decision.
What was your personal decision?
I thought that IAC got it right, based on the evidence.
Heavy users are defined as those who talk on a mobile 30 minutes a day for longer than 10 years. Journalists like myself, tradespeople, brokers, even teenagers would easily meet that definition these days.
Yeah.
So I went to ARPANSA, our federal agency responsible for protecting us from the harmful effects of radiation. I asked one of their physicists, Dr. Ken Karapetis, for his view on IARC's decision.
On a personal level, I don't think it should be a 2B. Other people say it should be higher.
Dr. Karapetis says there's no cause for concern.
We've been doing research in this area for a very long time, and our assessment of the evidence suggests that although some studies do show effects, there is no established evidence that the low levels of radio frequency radiation from tablets